Yeah, we're back in for another quick checkup on how the progress in my garden is going. Again, it's going to be an uphill battle, I know, because I do live in the desert, but if I get everything started early enough, I think I'll be fairly successful. And so we're just going to, we'll start over here at the back and we'll work our way to the front, kind of go through what we've accomplished thus far. So I'll give you kind of a guide, step-by-step tour as to what's going to go where. But anyway, we're going to start. And so I did move these, this long planter here. We're definitely going to get some marigolds going in that, because it's kind of like the best natural deterrent to most pests that you're going to get is the marigolds. And then of course right there, we're going to have another pomegranate to pair up with that pomegranate. So hopefully we get some, that one's got leaves coming in already. But anyway, and then right here, as you can see, I didn't get quite enough soil, so I gotta get to the store and get more dirt. But here we're gonna have this raised bed here, and then just on the other side of this raised bed, we're gonna do another marigold. So that way I have marigolds throughout, so I can hopefully keep my crops free from the pests that we had last year. Then of course in this one right here, so basically my idea is I'm gonna do ends here. I'm gonna do 3 sunflowers. And then over on this end, we're going to do 3 sunflowers. And then in the middle, we're going to do a sunflower there and a sunflower up in the front here. So we're going to have 2 here. So we're going to have 8 sunflowers. Of course, sunflower seeds, pollinators, a lot of reason to have it. And then so between this sunflower and this sunflower and this sunflower and that sunflower, so we're going to put in a row of corn back there. We're going to put in a row of corn in the front here. And then in the middle of each corn, we're gonna put like a zucchini, scallop potato. Then over on this end, we're gonna do like a spaghetti, probably 2 spaghetti squash, because my family really loves spaghetti squash. And then so we're gonna have squash in the middle, 4 squash in the middle. And when they start to really spread out, that's going to cover the ground. So it's going to help keep the moisture in and help keep weeds from sprouting up. And then at the base of each of the corn and the stocking plants, the sunflowers, we're going to put in our beans. So we're still going to get our beans, squash, corn, and sunflower in this area here. Now we're going to plant it directly in the dirt this time, so hopefully they grow a lot better. And I think that right here, we get them in early enough, because again, the sun comes right over here, so it's going to get like, full sun, enough that it needs. So all right, and then coming over here, so, and ideally I'm going to get that artificial turf at least on this part here where the tires are. But we're going to put in a pumpkin plant. So we're getting a pumpkin, because I love pumpkins, and hey, Halloween is going to be fun. We're going to put in honeydew, and we're going to put in a cantaloupe. So then right over here, this is the old, I just emptied it out into the buckets, but this was the old compost bin. And so this is going to be, this year, this is going to be our new compost bin. The one in the front will be ready next year, but it's too heavy to move back here right now, so it's just going to sit there and finish for 2027. And then we're going to put in another tub here, which will be next year's compost. And then we're going to put a third one here. And so we're going to have our 3 tubs here to compost our foods down, so that we can get that very healthy fertilizer. And last year I was surprised. I actually was pretty successful in getting worms out of nowhere, so I didn't have to buy them, which was pretty nice. And so of course that's going to put in your natural earthworm droppings. So that's going to be our 3 composters. And then over here, of course, we've got this one here. We're going to put our cucumbers in here so they go up. And I may put some eye hooks on the top there, so I can run rope down, and so then they can go all the way up. But we're going to do vertically. We're going to grow our cucumbers here. And then I haven't filled these ones. I haven't drilled the holes yet either in these ones, but those ones there. Well, let's start up here. So basically, these first 4 here, those are going to be on my Swiss chard buckets. So the seeds are already in there because they don't have to worry about them freezing. So once we get the water going, we should be good to go. If they start sprouting, great. They're drought and frost tolerant. So, but if I get 4 healthy buckets of Swiss chard going in here, that's 1 per week. By the time we get through it, then the next one should have grown back enough so that we can get more Swiss chard. So we can, keep that steady flow of greens coming in. If I need to extend it out next year to 8 buckets, then I will. But and then over here we've got we're gonna put in 3 tomato plants. So these next 3 are all gonna be tomato plants, probably different varieties. I want cherry, Roma, and beefsteak, so that we have a different variety for different, whatever we're using it for. And then over here we have 5 more buckets, and we're gonna put in like green, red, and yellow bell peppers. And then we're going to put in 2 buckets for your jalapenos, because my family eats jalapenos like they're going out of style. So, and then of course I haven't got this set up yet, but we're going to make a spice tower out of that. And then we have 2 more of these bins here for marigolds. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to put them over, but they're going to be in here somewhere. And then what I have decided to do is inside these holes here, we're going to put some sweet peas in. So we're going to put peas in right here, and then they can use this fence as a trellis. I already mentioned that, but that's how we're going to do it. So, and then we just got to go from there. So that's where we're at right now. Again, I still have to get some stuff in, of course. I got to get the artificial turf in, mainly because this ground is so bad. It's only going to grow weeds anyway. You can't really do much in this sand. So plus there's like glass beads and broken glass and all kinds of crap in it. So we're gonna get that artificial turf in, and so that way like our pumpkin and our melons won't be like directly on the hot earth. They'll be like on artificial turf so that they won't burn. And then we're gonna finish up through the whole garden with the artificial turf, just mainly so that it's a nicer place to be. And then I'm gonna move I'm gonna put then right here, from here over to here, we're gonna put that so that way a lot of these that don't require as much direct sun, they have that 40% sun, so they're not like scorching. And then the stuff over here on this other end is gonna be more of your, they need a lot of sunlight. So when they come through, and then hopefully by next week I'll have more dirt. But if not, we're still in January. I have until the end of February. By my best calculations, I have to have the seeds in the dirt by like the 3rd week of February. So I have like roughly a month left to finish this project up. But we're definitely going to get the solar watering system that we got last year. We're going to get that set up so that these buckets are going to be watered automatically for the most part. So I can only do 10. And of course, if you count, I've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 13 buckets right now. So plus I have those 3 tires. So I'm going to need to get another one of those solar watering units so that I can... Hush. Hey. Hush. Hush. Carlitos. Knuckle. But I want to get those solar watering units in, because especially when that real hot part of the summer kicks in, I can't be out here watering all the time. And it's not very efficient for water, because it goes on the surface, it's going to evaporate. But when I get those plugs in so that they water at the roots of these plants, it's going to be a lot more efficient, and it's going to save a lot of water. But my plants are going to stay hydrated, and they're going to get the nutrients they need, plus they have the sun. But if they're constantly getting that water pushing in the leaves, they're less likely to scorch as badly. So now the corn and stuff, I'm just gonna have to water the corn one. But again, once the squash has established itself in this bed, it's not gonna be as bad to water it, because the leaves are gonna protect it from evaporating as badly. So then of course the marigolds, I'm gonna have to water those, because we need those to stay alive. And then we'll figure out where we're gonna put those. But that's where we're at for this week. you know, between working and you know, taking care of other stuff, you know, I've been trying to put in, you know, a few hours, you know, try to put in a few hours, you know, this last week so I can get this set up. So, and I think that until I get the dirt and the artificial turf, I mean, I think we're making pretty good progress. I'll get another one of these used bins. I got a couple that are empty that are not really that good, so I'll be able to get the compost bin set up here shortly, and then so things are going to be moving right along, and then hopefully that throughout the year we get a lot of videos where we actually, you know, see like a successful garden here in the middle of the El Paso desert, or in the middle of El Paso, right in the middle of the city. But we should be doing pretty good. We saw some trees for like $40 each, so I'm thinking about getting 3 plums, or no, 2 plums, 2 apples, 2 peaches, an apricot, and 2 almonds to start with. And then of course the other pomegranate tree, and then we're gonna get a lemon and a lime so that we have the, you know, that citrus coming into our diet too. So get that vitamin C going. But that is about where we're at this week. Again, I got more work to do today, and you know, we'll see where we're at next week. Hopefully we have significant enough progress that I can put another video up. If not, I'll definitely see you in 2 weeks. But all right, until then, hey, yeah, keep prepping.